want a camera with good image quality, then this is not for you. If you want a camera with good low light performance, this is not the camera for you. If you want a camera that takes good photos, nope, sorry. But the GoPro Hero 9 did surprise me. It has a lot of really cool features that convinced me that this actually is a very good camera. And I think you'll agree with me. Well, let me tell you all about it. So I've been a huge fan of GoPros for a long time. I even once started a channel where I made GoPro tutorials. That's how much of a fan I was of GoPros. And that was the GoPro Hero 3, so it was a lot of years ago. The fun thing about GoPros is that they have some amazing features that most cameras don't have, and they also have some kinks that most cameras don't have. It constantly suffers from freezes. Like, it's become so common that I know very quickly how to fix the problem. You just have to remove the battery really quick, and you do it so many times that it doesn't even bother me anymore. Like, I'm dealing with a camera that freezes many times, and I'm okay with that. Like, it's become this GoPro tradition. So it has two screens, one in the front, one in the back. The front facing screen is actually very good because then you can see yourself when you're vlogging, and then you can see that you're in frame, that you don't have sun flare and stuff like that. So I'm very happy that they put that in there. I think that got some inspiration from a certain other camera, but nevertheless, I'm very happy that they put it there. It has a new sensor, it's bigger, which means it's both good and bad. The good thing is that now with this 24 megapixels sensor, you can take 20 megapixel images, and you can also shoot in 5K. The bad side is that if you think that the low light performance was bad on GoPros in the past, I actually think it's slightly worse because every pixel is now smaller. And it has a lot of other cool stuff like amazing image stabilization. I'm talking state-of-the-art image stabilization, the kind of stabilization that I would say that you can't even get with a gimbal. It's that good. But remember, it only works when you have a lot of light outside. So the stabilization is not very good when it's dark outside, or if you're filming indoors in low light conditions, then the image stabilization is just horrible. The battery life has been improved. It's not a whole lot, but considering that the GoPros have never been famous for their battery life, any increase is obviously a positive one. And it's slightly bigger this year, which at first I thought, well, doesn't that kind of defeat the idea of having an action camera? But here's the thing, I don't think that most people who buy GoPros are action junkies. I think that most people who buy GoPros are actually people who just want a very tiny and competent camera that fits in their pocket. Vloggers, people who travel. Like, I don't think that the action junkie market is big enough for GoPro. And so I don't think that the size difference is that much of an issue. At least it isn't for me. And the positive side of having a slightly bigger GoPro is a slightly bigger battery and a slightly bigger screen, which actually I noticed made a huge difference because I could see so much more when I was taking videos and photos. So I actually like that a lot. Something new this year is also that you get a very nice case. This one is, however, a bit too big. I don't use this at all. I just keep some of my accessories in it. I prefer to use a very small case for my GoPro. To me, this is like the perfect just grab camera. You don't have to have a gimbal or anything like that. You can just grab the camera and you can just shoot handheld videos whenever you want, and I really like that. There is a couple of new accessories out there. You have a new vlogging mod thing. I haven't tested it. I'm not really that interested in testing it. It just makes the whole thing like a big camera, and then I could just bring my mirrorless camera. It also has this new max mod lens that you can actually just remove your lens from your GoPro like so and just attach a different lens, which gives you a wider image and a much better linear horizon leveling. Okay, Now, let's talk about the image stabilization. So, as I mentioned before, it is truly amazing. It's got hypersmooth 3.0. It's got horizon leveling, which is amazing. Like, look at this shot where I have my GoPro on a selfie stick, and I'm moving the selfie stick, and notice that the horizon is never changing. It's only a couple of degrees that you can really do this. If you want something more, then you can get the max mod lens. But I found this to be truly amazing. Comparing it to my GoPro Hero 7, it was truly remarkable. So I really like that. Now the image stabilization, it's really good, but I have to say that recently I got the iPhone 12 Pro. I made a review of it, and I gotta say that in widescreen, when you're shooting a video with the GoPro and the iPhone 12 Pro, I think that the stabilization is almost as good. So the need for a small action camera that you can fit in your pocket is not as important to me anymore, but this thing is definitely more durable. You know, you can have it underwater, you can toss it around, you can like just throw it in your backpack and it will most likely survive. And sometimes when you have these smartphones that just break so easily when you drop them, it feels good to have something that's very durable, you know? Now the image stabilization is by far my favorite feature on the GoPro Hero 9. My second favorite would have to be the night time-lapse mode. So you can get these really cool night time lapses. It will do everything in camera. You don't have to like put your images together in post-production. You can if you want to, but you can also just let the camera do all the work. Like you can put it on auto and it will fix everything itself. And you can even start a timer, which is amazing. You know, like if you don't want it to take a time lapse the entire night just to get the sunrise, you can like program it to start making the time lapse at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's beautiful. Really like that feature. Okay, and this thing shoots in 5K and it's the highest filming resolution that I have on any camera. It's really cool, and yes, the image quality is slightly sharper, and I'm just more impressed with the fact that there is still image stabilization. Like you can turn on boost mode, and it's just really amazing that you can get 5K from a camera this small. So when it comes to slow motion, it doesn't really offer that much more from last year's GoPro. Like it still has only 4K 60, 1080p 240, but it looks slightly better, and you have more image stabilization and you have a bit more resolution options. But in low light, this is where it really gets me. It's just horrible in low light. Like if I compare it with my Panasonic GH5, which is a mirrorless camera, and I shoot slow motion things, like you can see that the GoPro Hero 9 just can't compete. The hyperlapse feature is very cool, but I almost never use it. Like it's really impressive, it's really cool. It's not something that I have any need for in my videos. Now I want to talk a little bit about image quality, especially when it comes to video. So the colors are really good. Like they're fantastic. They're popping and yet they're natural. I really like the GoPro color science. I really do. It works great. Like you can also turn off the GoPro colors and have like a flat mode. It's beautiful. I'm very happy with what GoPro has done here. The problem with the GoPro Hero 9 when it comes to image quality is sharpening. So it's very over sharpened. And you have the option to turn it from high to medium to low, and I usually shoot it in low because I even think that the medium is too sharp and that the low is almost not sharp at all, and I have to up the sharpness in post. It's not a huge deal because, let's face it, most people who use this are not filming cinematic videos. For normal day use, it doesn't really matter. I'm just being picky here. Now, taking photos, I think it's the same as it was with the GoPro Hero 8 and the GoPro Hero 7 that I had before. Like they look popping, they look really good at normal viewing angle, but when you start to zoom in, you start to see all the artifacts and noise. The biggest problem that I have with the GoPro Hero 9 is the low light performance. It just can't compete. Even my iPhone 12 Pro takes way better pictures and videos in low light. And I can't really blame GoPro because I think that this is an action camera as it's designed, you know, and so it's understandable that it doesn't have good low light performance. It's a sacrifice it has to make to be good at other things, because that's the thing about cameras in general, and this is sort of my concluding thoughts. Like this is an amazing camera, like truly amazing. It has a lot of features. You can choose these different resolutions and settings, and you can switch between, you know, high stabilization, low stabilization, horizon leveling, and all sorts of fun stuff, night photography. There is a lot of things that are jam-packed inside this little thing. And I love that part. And then there are these other things where it's just really bad. But that's the thing about cameras. Every camera is good at something. Like if you want the Sony a7S III is great for low light photography, but you can't strap it on your chest or your head or take it underwater. Like you just can't do that. So every camera is good for something. And the GoPro Hero 9 is really good as an everyday camera that you can just throw in your backpack, that you can have on adventures and stuff like that. And you need something that's durable and that has a lot of options that makes it very versatile. But it's not the perfect camera. And to be completely honest, there is no perfect camera out there, and there never will be one, because there is always that moment of sacrifice that a camera has to make. In order to get good low light pictures, you have to have a huge sensor, and then you can't have good stabilization. I think this is a good camera also for vlogging. I think that the audio quality just on the camera itself, it has like 3 microphones here or something like that. Okay, so we're comparing the audio. I'm talking right now and I'm recording with the GoPro Hero 9. So I think it's really good for vlogging. You can just, you know, do something like this and film yourself. And now you can see yourself on the front facing screen. So that's a big bonus. Now, I also want to just mention one tiny bit about the battery life. As I mentioned before, it has a bit better battery life, but if you're thinking that this piece of technology has good battery life, you are mistaken, my friend. You know,
physics is a cold-hearted bitch, you know.
This thing is very tiny and the battery is also very tiny, so always bring extra batteries with you. And unfortunately, this year you can't use your old batteries from your old GoPros because the battery is slightly bigger this year. Now, I'm just gonna end this video saying that I'm still a huge GoPro fan, and I know that this video sounds like I'm complaining about a lot of things, but I just don't want you to get the wrong idea. A lot of people think that the GoPro is this amazing camera, and it is in so many ways, but it's not perfect. And for people who have been using GoPro cameras for a long time, we're used to those flaws, you know, and we're always excited when they release a new GoPro Hero because they always put in fun features. And that's what I think is the best feature of the GoPro Hero 9. It has a lot of different features that you can use on the camera, and it's just fun, you know? Now, I will say that I think that if you have the GoPro Hero 8, then you probably shouldn't upgrade to this one. It's not a very huge upgrade, but from the GoPro Hero 6 and 7 or even older ones, yeah, this will definitely knock your socks off. It is very, very good. Okay, that's all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.